Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with us here on the Farm2Table Direct Show, morning edition, the morning show of record for the homestead community. And good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. It is so good to see you all on this Friday morning, bright and early. I hope you're all staying warm out there. I really do. It is colder than an Eskimo's nose out there right now. And I want to tell you what, it's a snow-covered wonderland out there where I'm living at. It's I don't know how many inches. I haven't got out and measured it yet, but it's still falling right now. So good morning, everybody. And speaking of the weather report, let's go over and see our good friend Jack for the Redneck Weather Report.
Well, good morning, rednecks. It is 28 degrees, snowing, feels like 19, January the 10th, 2025, and we got a chance to get to 37 degrees today. God bless y'all.
Well, there you heard it from Jack right there on the Redneck Weather Report. And he hit it nail on the head right there. Snow and high chance to get up. And good, accurate weather from Jack over at Jack Dyer, Dyer Family Farm. So check them out on their channel over there every day. Good morning, everybody. Well, let's jump right into this. Just a reminder, this is a live chat event, so feel free to jump in and comment at any time that you want to. I will apologize. I did not get notifications. I didn't get this set out last night or yesterday. It was early this morning, just a little before showtime that I got the notification scheduled. But anyway, welcome in, welcome in. Great and wonderful Friday. It's a snow day for the schools. It's a snow day for me and my wife at our jobs. So after I get done with this, we're just going to curl up with a hot cup of coffee and hang out, spend the day. I'll probably get to working on my kitchen remodel. But anyway, that's what's going on in my world. Feel free to drop a chat. Let us know what's going on over there with y'all, wherever you may be with your weather and what your plans may be for the day on this snow day here in the parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, all the places that are snowed today. And I'm sure I'm missing some places. But, feel free to chime in at any time because this is Open Chat Friday where we will talk about whatever it is that you have to say, but I've got some headlines and some things just to go. Good morning, Robbie, over there at Wild Huckleberry. Good morning, Rural to C. Glad to see you guys. Robbie says it is 32, feels like 25, and snowing here. So it did finally make it across the state to you guys over there. Well, it's still snowing here, and I'd have to go find my phone. Oh, wait, there it is. I actually look at my weather. Let's see, it says it's 28. It doesn't even tell me what it feels like. Let's see. Yeah, 28 feels like 28, basically, wind chill. But it is still snowing and still falling here. But anyway, glad to have you guys in with us this morning. Again, this is Open Chat Friday. So what we're going to be doing, like I said, whatever you got, if you have a comment, if you have something, drop it in the chat. But right now, we're going to get in. Good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you, brother. Hope things are going well where you're at. We're just discussing snow and cold here. But anyway, snowing on top of all the ice. Well, we got the snow first. I haven't. I stepped out on the porch, stepped off to the side. 28 feels like 11. Yep, that sounds right. Everybody's in winter wonderland. We stepped out to feed the dog, and that's about as far out as I got so far today. And we'll try it maybe later. 10 degrees in Ohio with about 3 inches of snow later this evening. Burr. That's all I'm going to say. 10 degrees, man. Lee, I just had a shiver, and everybody's below freezing. It's wintertime, folks. That's what I can say. Anyway, now, good morning, Monty. I'm going to ask you to since I forgot to write it down last night in the midst of our show, those who didn't know, we did a show. I know Robbie was with us. We were on with Monty there at Suburban Sodbuster last night for a really great show. Appreciate Monty hosting us in and having us join him for a little over an hour last night. And, some great questions and a great interview, and just a good time hanging with our friend Monty and getting to know each other a little bit better up there. And he's really nice guy, super smart about what he knows. It was a good interview last night, a good time, and we really enjoyed it. Without further, we're going to go ahead and jump into some of today's reality smackdown and go into some of the headlines. Um, Anyway, let me see. Let me come back over here. Still clicking them buttons, right? Let's see. Here we go. There we go. We'll share that. Uh, Senate advances the Lake and Riley Act. It says Senate Lake and Riley on undetaining undocumented immigrants accused of some crimes. So that's making its way through. I know they've been pushing that, but of course, the Democrats are saying, "Well, we're going to go through this, but they got to work with us on some other things, and we'll see how it goes." Yeah, it's. I'm glad to see that they're uh, finally getting something done. I think ahead of uh, Trump's, you know, plans for things going on. They're getting on board. But hey, that's that. What y'all think about things like that. But anyway, next, let's see what's up next in Reality SmackDown. Here we go. Uh, okay. Supreme Court weighs fate of TikTok days before ban on app to take effect. Um, that affects a lot of people in the social media world. Even some of the ones of our friends that are in the homesteading, farming, ranching community. The one that comes to my mind right off the top of my head is Bar 7 Ranch, uh, and what their thoughts are. Uh, and on that with the TikTok ban, I kind of got struggles with it simply because the Chinese connection, of course, but and that's the big concern is what's going on. But at the same time, we know a lot of people make their videos. They do well over there. They're making honestly, they're making good income. They're making a living or helping sustain uh, their income and stuff over there. And so, kind of, how do you handle that? So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And let's see. Thank you, Robbie. We said right there about our show last night with Suburban Sodbuster. I appreciate that. Compliment. I know you were in, and I appreciate you being there. Uh, and let's see. Where are we at here? Let's get one more going. All right. Share this. All right, Grok, which is AI, by the way, breaks free from the confines of the X app as it now gets its own dedicated iPhone and iPad app. Uh, for those Grok, it's an AI chatbot from Elon Musk's XAI. Finally launched its own dedicated app for the iPhone and iPad. Major step for Grok, which was previously only available within the X app, formerly Twitter. Now it can compete directly with other AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude. Uh, so, uh, Similar to ChatGPT, hold conversations, generate images, summarize text. What stands out is it's linked to X, giving it real time information, unique perspective. So, don't know how some of y'all feel about the old AI stuff that's going everywhere. I know it's me and Keith. Keith has started using Grok. I use ChatGPT still. Now that it's going to be standalone, because we have an X account. Keith handles that aspect of social media more than I do. I work within the Facebook, YouTube stuff, and uh, so it's kind of split duties, you might say. But anyway, I know he likes it. And to quote my brother, it's not as left leaning in some of its ideologies. And believe it or not, the personalities of these things, we've tested it, there is some definite, you can tell it's been influenced. But anyway, so that is actually it for the reality smackdown this morning. Um, just some headlines that are out there. We may jump into some more as the show goes on. And like I said, this is y'all's show this morning. It's open chat. If you got something that's on your mind or something you think worthy of talking about, feel free to throw it in the chat, and we'll see what we can do about it. And my lovely wife, who's staying off camera, is bringing me a hot cup of coffee this morning. So this just got there we go. This just got to be a whole lot better. Good deal. That is great. Thank you, baby. AI is a tool that can be used for good things or it can be used for bad things. Depends on the user. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and share that with everybody instead of me just reading it. Absolutely. You're right. There's a lot of positive, good things that can be used for negative purposes, depending on the person who has it. And I would agree with that consensus. Almost everything falls under that category of things when it comes to new tech, new things like that. A lot of things. I mean, we look through history and it'll tell us that. So anyway, let's jump into some quick little, let's do some of this day in history. 1776, the Common Sense pamphlet by Thomas Paine published, advocating American independence. Maybe it's time to re-release that, republish that from 1776. So people need to get a good read on some of that stuff. One, common sense, and two, American independence. But anyway, 1870, Standard Oil Company, created by John D. Rockefeller, who owned 30%, his brother and another bit controlled about 10% of the war. Anyway, so there we go. Standard Oil Company. I remember you don't see it anymore. They've changed names. I can't remember what it is now, but I remember as a kid seeing the Standard Oil cans and Standard Oil sign and everything. So it's that's a long history, but oil in this country drives in the world. And with the new incoming administration, drill baby drill, they say. I don't know. Some of you old enough to remember this. Make you go ouch right about now. 1994, the trial of Lorena Bobbitt begins. Yikes. Everybody, if you remember that story. If not, I'm not going into it here on the show, but look it up if you don't know. Anyway, and this one I found rather interesting. 1997, the 4,000th episode of Entertainment Tonight. So for those people who remember that show, coming on 4,000th episode. That is absolutely crazy. Well, as I said, today is Open Chat Friday, and so we're going to see what happens. I know it's 6:12 in the morning, and we may not be chatty. May just want to be drinking a cup of coffee like I am, or you've got chores going, and or if you're just staying in out of the snow. But Monty, if you're listening, I'll ask you I didn't ask last night. How do the hives do in snow and cold and stuff like that? I've not dealt with it. I know it's a prep thing, but I just wonder how they're doing in all this. But anyway, I'll ask a couple questions. Hopefully, I get some answers, and we'll talk about it. Seen this on Joel Salatin's podcast, Beyond Labels yesterday. It was a question that was being bandied around: is will Trump's deportation plans drive up grocery prices? Found that to be rather interesting. Just an interesting thought. I mean, on the surface, one would say absolutely, because the reason they're saying is that if he does what he's talking about, mass deportation, the migrant workers, the agricultural workers in the farming industry, be a shortage of labor supply, and so with a shortage of labor supply, which means then farmers now have to hire other people. The bees are hunkered down. I asked Monty that. The bees are hunkered down, clustering to keep warm. Well, I think I hope that's a good sign. That's probably what they're supposed to do. I know that you feed them up, give them plenty of stuff, make sure they got plenty of things to feed on through that period of time. So that much I have learned in the last year and a half about bees is how some of the things they do. making sure they got plenty of food stored up, and they can stay in there and do what they got to do to get through this time, just like we do. Honestly, if you think about it, most of us, if we had our choice, we'd hunker down and keep warm. But so anyway, as I was saying, the concern being that, of course, that prices are going to go up because in order to get people to do the work or having to implement technology, machinery to do the work that these migrant workers are doing, of course, they're going to pass that down to us, the consumer, causing grocery prices to go even higher. And you know, insulated hives make winter easy. There you go. I don't know enough. I'll be honest with you, Money. I don't know enough about that, but it sounds like a logical conclusion to hives. Seems like it's kind of like a house or anything else. I would guess for the bees, it's a house for bees anyway. Excuse me. So if it's insulated, it makes it a little bit better. Uh, you know, hopefully, hopefully they do well. It's though they're they're in the world. They're out there. We need them. So, and I know for your own personal, you know, your own personal hives and everything, of course. Uh, anyway, so I don't know if Trump's deportation plan will drive up grocery bills or not, but I don't know that it's like everything else with the retailers and everything else. I mean, unless the market demands it, they're not going to voluntarily drop their prices. That's just how it is. They've gone up, and rarely does anything that goes up like that want to come back down. It's kind of like taxes. Once it goes up, they really ain't real fond about giving your money back, bringing it down. Fuel prices tend to fluctuate because it's a commodity, uh, but and beef prices and chicken prices, things like that. Food prices on the shelf may, the commodities that drive it may go down, uh, and unless the market demands, dictate. I don't. Grocery store for sure is not going to be trying to give you back any of their money. And one of the things that we talked about is they operate. Sounds crazy, but they operate on a very narrow profit margin, 1 to 2%, which so they make it all in volume, not individual sales. So anyway, it was an interesting thing. If you're not plugged in to Beyond Labels podcast, it's Joel Salatin and Dr. Seema McCullough. Not to be confused with the other Dr. McCullough, who's making news right now. But anyway, they put out a podcast and it deals with issues, and you get to hear Joel's thoughts and opinions on that. He also has a blog that usually mirrors pretty closely, but his blog is Musings from Lunatic Farmer. Uh, Highly suggest if you're interested in what's going on and his opinion on it. It's a good read, it's a good listen. On both of those, and so highly recommend Joel on that. Let's see. Of course, you're going to hear me and Keith talk about this next subject I had written down. What's the deal with bird flu and raw milk? You're going to be hearing a lot about that. Bird flu is the hot button topic, perhaps even shaping up based on some of the news headlines that we've seen to be. Is this the next pandemic? Uh, you know, and there's a lot. And actually, Keith and I believe are getting into this real deep on this coming Tuesday at 7 o'clock on our regular Tuesday night show with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and because there's a lot going on behind that and the science behind it, and really kind of how it's getting geared up. Again, another. It's shaping up to be another repeat of 2020, and isn't it a coincidence that they're doing this and this is making hullabaloo all right about the time a certain person's coming back into office? I don't know, just my thoughts. But we'll get into that Tuesday deeper. But yeah, thing is now they're saying because it affects dairy cattle, of course, then now could it be in your milk? And so they're attacking raw milk, which Keith and I have talked about extensively and are involved with some of that. And we'll continue to talk about it because we got to get the information out there so people don't get caught up. And hopefully we've learned something in the last 5 years. 4 years, 5 years. I'd like to believe that about people. I don't know, but The more information we can get out there, maybe the less panic and the less fear that gets put out from that. Um, anyway, can the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, can the Doge cut the budget? I've seen that Elon and Vivek are trying to, got a plan, and it's a pretty bold plan as far as how much money they're going to try to shave off the budget. Which, listen, if you can get less government spending, I'm behind you. Uh, if we get less government, I'm behind you. Um, but I'll go back to the title of that, which I found funny. It goes, his coin, Dogecoin, but Doge, which is digital currency, but Department of Government Efficiency. Now, if there's not an oxymoron right there, I don't know where one is. Government and efficiency. Um, Almost unheard of. I've never found the government to do anything efficient. And The only thing they're efficient at is paying themselves. And so that's that. So I don't know what your thoughts on that may be. I did notice, looking through things and research, and I did notice as I'm hoping to garden this year, I've got some raised bed plans and maybe some containers. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I got a comment here. All right, Scotty, see what you got, brother. If it weren't for food pantries, families struggling for food would be in serious trouble, all due to increasing grocery prices. Um, Absolutely. I would agree with that 100%. The food pantries are out there, people to help. And, plenty of churches. I know we used to. It just honestly, it became a space thing for us and a manpower thing. When everything happened during 2020 and everything went on lockdown, of course, we had to close things up and it just never came back. But I know there's a lot in our area that depend on, we have a food bank that distributes out to these different pantries and stuff. And I think it's a good thing. I'm glad it's there. Uh, and I think more and more people are struggling because wages and cost of living increases and stuff, and grocery prices are not keeping up. Uh, it amazes me every time I go to the store, the world, whether it's the world's largest retailer or somewhere else. Uh, it amazes me how little is in my cart and what the bill totals up to be. It's almost become uh, like I don't say a game, but well, it is. I guess a challenge is like, can I make it out of there under $100? Or if I don't, what's up? What am I getting for it? And I look at it and just like shake my head. It's like, man, uh, it's. Now Joel would say, well, get you a stocked pantry, and then you won't have to go grocery shopping every week. And I think there's a fairness to that, but not everybody's in that position. People are on fixed incomes. People are on limited income. Uh, and Scotty, I understand. And it's people, and I don't know all of your situation, but I know that, sometimes we reach a point where we're on a fixed income. And I mean, utility bills are up, gasoline prices, and when you got to go buy food and there's just not enough left there to really be able to supply your needs. And, just glad they're out there for you, brother. And it's praying that hopefully things do get better coming into 2025 and going forward. I don't pray they do. I want it. I want to see things go back down too. I make. I can't say that I don't make good money doing what I do. I make a really good living between me and my wife. We make a good income, but things just don't go as far as they used to. That same, I'm not making any more money than I was making. In fact, I'm probably making a little less, but I'm not making any more money than I was, 3 years ago. Uh, and But the cost of living has gone way up. The cost of groceries, cost of gas, everything has gone up. And so, even though we're making the same income, you know, it's going. It don't go as far. Because like in our area, some of our utility bills have went up. Of course, gasoline prices, that's its own thing. And uh, I don't drive it. My truck is not cheap to operate. It has an addiction to gasoline. Uh, So all those things are going up, and you still got house payments, you still got utilities, you still got insurances, and property taxes have went up where we live. It all just combines to create a difficult time for a lot of people when you have that going on. Um, and I'm going to jump two things real quick. Get that off there. Um, uh, and yeah, Robbie, government efficiency. But anyway, it's time to get your seed started. That's what I noticed the other day when I was looking around at things. Started seeing the seed starter kits out at the box store. Started having to use those, and noticed mine. I said, yeah, it's time to get the seed started for those who want us to do indoor starting. You know, and so that time of year is already here. We're on the cusp, and I know as soon as all this freezing weather and snow clears the way, a lot of people are going to be out breaking ground for in-ground gardens. Uh, uh, Man, Scotty, I hate to hear that, brother. Definitely keep praying for you on that. Work injuries and stuff, and you know, those things are just, man, when those happen, it can be brutal. And I know as well as anybody that workers' comp and short any type of short term or long term disabilities don't come anywhere close usually to the income, and so it makes it. I've got a friend of mine that had to have hernia surgery here recently. He was told 3 to 4 weeks. It's been 6. I don't know if he's back to work yet or not. And he had saved for it, but a lot of times work injuries though, they slip up on us and they happen, and we don't have time to prepare for it. I mean, you don't plan to get injured, uh, when it comes to that. So Scotty, I'm definitely going to be praying for you, brother. Um, Hopefully, the Lord, we'll pray the Lord bless on that you'll get healed back up and get back to work and get back on your feet. And I know you'll be happy with that too. I know it's what you're wanting as well. It's difficult for us when we work and we do things, and then something sets us back like that. Had my own medical scares and concerns and things like that, so definitely understand that. Um, Anyway, of course, some of y'all already shared your weather this morning. I'm going to move on. Snowpocalypse 2025, Snowmageddon. At least that's what some of the people down here are calling it. So if you're out there and you have to be out, hopefully you can stay in and not have to be out if you've got this weather. My plan is to stay at home all day today. Probably work on my kitchen, hang out with my wife, and just enjoy. First off the bat, enjoy a good cup of coffee. And once again, we've made it this far in the show, and I didn't play the uh, cup. We're gonna hit this right quick. I don't mind if we go over a little bit. I gotta go work today. Part of the problem is that too many people don't want to work, and they flood the agencies for the money. I would agree, and I think he put it publicly, so I can say it publicly. Joel kind of said, he said, talking about the migrant, the workers leaving, if they got deported and stuff. And it's like, well, maybe if they cut off some of these programs that encourage people not to work and, that are able to, encourage people not to work and put them out there and have them out doing these jobs that people don't want to do. Maybe controversial. He was flat out just get rid of the welfare program altogether. I know some people may not feel that way. They depend on it, whatever. But and I'm not one way or another. I'm just telling you what was said, and I think that you're right. Though the powers that be, through maybe well-meaning intentions, have made it to where, for some, the financial incentive to not work is there. They can make more money on handouts. They can make more money on government programs and things of that nature than uh, they can make in a job. Well, a lot of them have no skills. Some of them are multi generational in this situation, and so yeah, they you know I know it definitely happened in 2020, 2021 area, the time frame where people literally could make more money sitting at home than they could going to a job. And so it really decimated the workforce. As we talked about last night, we stopped the greatest economic engine in the world. Uh, over, some of the stuff that went on, and not without purpose, and that was on purpose. But so definitely would agree with that. Well, I'm looking here, and we are at the time marker this morning. And I once again have made it through uh, a 30-minute show without remembering to reach over and click the coffee ad. But I'm gonna have to put that a big bold note on my stick on my screen to make sure I play our coffee ad for Farm to Table Direct Coffee. It's not even that we make to make money on it. It just helps pay for the furtherance of what we do. And so if you drink coffee like I do, and like so many others, go to farm2tabledirectcoffee.com and get yourself a great cup of coffee. This is specialty coffee. It's hand picked for ripeness. It's not machine picked. It's not commodity coffee like you find on the box store shelves. And they've got a lot of different flavors, different packaging options, and it is makes a really great cup of coffee. And like I said, it is it's great coffee. But anyway, so if you feel so inclined, and help support the cause with Farm to Table Direct Coffee. Uh, anyway, so let's jump through some upcoming events. Monty, before you take off, I meant to ask you, where was that? Where's the event you're speaking at in February? I didn't get that wrote down. If you could drop that in chat right quick, I know you have where you're going to be in February. If you could drop that in for me, if you haven't popped out already. Uh, anyway, and you stay warm as well, brother, and have a great day. Uh, all right, upcoming events January 18th and 19th, the Western Reserve Homestead Summit. Um, let me see where you at up here. Rural 2. I might figure Rural 2 IC. Rural 2 I. Okay, I get it now. Anyway, uh, this is up in your neighborhood. Western Reserve Homestead Summit at Lake Metro Park Farm Park, Kirtland, Ohio, January 18th and 19th. They're having a 2-day homestead boot camp, if you will, is what they called it. And so it might be something worth looking into. But it's up in your neck of the woods, January 18th and 19th. Um, 70 days until the expo. Man, that ticker just keeps going down. Makes me nervous. Have so many things to get ready and so many things to do to be there. And and that ticker just keeps going. Here it is. I'm going to share this one. This is before Homesteaders of Iowa. Okay, that's right. I couldn't remember. I knew it started with an I. I couldn't remember if it was Illinois, Indiana, or which one. But Homesteaders of Iowa Midwest Conference, Ottawa, Iowa, February 21st and 22nd. Our good friend Monty here with Suburban Sodbuster is going to be there with his booth set up. And so if you're in the Iowa area, and I'll get this put into my notes permanently here in a minute. Uh, if you're in the Iowa area, can make that be a good time to get the homesteading year kicked off. A little bit far for us, a little closer to Monty's neighborhood. Thank you, Monty. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good day. Let's get this wrapped out of here. Let's see. March 21st, 22nd. Robbie with the Wild Huckleberry brought up Okie Expo, March 21st, 22nd, 70 days away. Okie Homestead Expo, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Tickets are on sale now, $50 for a 2-day pass. Tickets are going. Get that. April 25th and 26th, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo in Jasper, Arkansas at the Newton County Fair and Rodeo. That looks like that'd be a good time down there. Got a lot of good things lined up there. So check that one out, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo. Uh, Jumping way out into October is the Homesteaders of America Conference for 2025 in Front Royal, Virginia. Tickets are on sale now, $50 for a 2-day pass. Um, it is a who's who. The reason I push it is because, man, these tickets sell like quick. Today's the 10th. Yesterday was the 9th. I think it was 8 or 9 days. They've been on sale January 1st, and they've already sold over half of the tickets available. There's other stuff coming up. There's Homestead Festival in Hardison Mills, which is Columbia, Tennessee, in June. There's, of course, Ozark Homesteading Expo first weekend in September, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous the last weekend in September. There's going to be other things going on. We will get those out more and more as we get closer. Places Farm to Table is going to be, some that are not. But anyway, information for you. Let's wrap this up out of here. It is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we explore the headlines and stories impacting our world for now and in the future. Anyway, go ahead and jump that up there right there. I think there are still spots open for volunteers at Okie Expo. If you have a channel, they would love for you to volunteer, and it's a lot of fun. Absolutely, I seen that last night on Facebook that they still have volunteer spots. There's a handful of vendor spots left. There is some vendor spots left, so if you're interested in being a vendor or that. Now, of course, if you're interested in being a sponsor, there's certainly still accepting sponsorships on that. But anyway, and it's a good chance as a vendor. It's a really awesome chance to get to meet a lot of people and to get in there and be a part of it and have a good time. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate that. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit the like button, hit that thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble, it is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Scotty, you have a great day and stay warm and safe yourself. Be careful out there, everybody. It is, for most of us, it is very cold. It is very slick. Or it's, snow's still falling. So then, be great. I've enjoyed this morning with you. We went over a little bit, but that's okay. We had a good time. And it's a snow day. Anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people. Remember, we are stronger together. Be a blessing to someone today, and we will see you on the other side.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.